Hi everyone, I'm Hub Arkush along with Jeff Arnold and Arthur Arkush reporting from Halas Hall on the day after the Bears' 51-23 nightmare loss to the New England Patriots. We've just visited with Marc Trestman and Phil Emery for somewhat of a State of the Bears address at the halfway point of the season. And guys, I think we'll talk offense here first. And you know, Arthur, obviously a lot of the focus on Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall, so much so I don't think there was any questions about anybody else on the offense. Some of it about their play, some of it about their leadership, and where do they go from here?
Well, we continued to hear a familiar refrain. A lot of talk about Jay Cutler's improvement. Marc Trestman talking about how his leadership has been at a premium, but how things haven't been perfect. And then it quickly turned to they need to do a better job creating advantageous matchups. They need to do a better job with run-pass balance. You know, a lot of familiar things, but that is where the conversation started with regard to how to fix the offense.
Now, there is a problem on the offensive line, Jeff. Matt Slauson done for the year with a torn pectoral, and Marc Trestman surprised everybody a little bit. I asked the question, who's going in there? I assumed he'd say Brian De La Puente. He didn't mention De La Puente. He said maybe Jordan Mills, maybe Michael Ola.
Yeah, and it's interesting because a lot of the Bears' success last year came when, you know, because that offensive line was so consistent all year, played together all year, and now they've dealt with injuries all year. Obviously, you know, that's a position where they can't afford a big injury.
Well, and there was almost like there was a slogan of the day, guys. It was, we're a 3-5 football team, 3-5 production, 3-5 results. So, Arthur, on one hand, they weren't trying to make chicken salad out of this. They were acknowledging there's a problem, but they insisted the answers are here in the locker room in terms of meeting rooms, film preparation, execution study. They still think they can get back in it in the second half.
That's right. They said over and over again, like you just said, the personnel that we have is the personnel that we can win with. Phil Emery said that it starts with him with regard to accountability. I get back to the run-pass balance. That was very interesting to me. I am positive that Marc Trestman said in year one that he wasn't worried much about balance. It was more about moving the ball down the field. Now you see the turnovers. Now you see reasons that you need to alleviate pressure off Jay Cutler, and I think we're hearing more about the balance now all of a sudden.
And I think as we wrap here, Jeff, you know, both Phil Emery and Marc Trestman, honest, forthright guys, good guys. I think we'd all like to see them do well. They're not doing well right now. But like all coaches and GMs, they don't answer questions. And Marc Trestman made a statement, Jay's leadership has been at a premium. I asked the obvious follow-up, could you explain that? And Marc talked about his practice habits, about leading by example, but nothing about Jay Cutler actually leading teammates.
Well, I think that what he does every day is it starts with him. How he comes in this building and how he works dictates everything that we do. And his work ethic is exemplary. And his work ethic on the field and the way he practices is exemplary. We have tremendous practices here. We have tremendous competition here. As I said, we have very good work ethic here that starts not only with Jay, but with a lot of guys that have played a lot of football in our locker room and how they work and how they do business. And it starts with Jay in that manner because he does set the tone, as most quarterbacks do, in terms of how a team works. And his work ethic is second to none in the building. You
know, Jay may be the nicest guy in that locker room, and he may come in and you know, put on a good face, and I'm going to be the leader of that team. But you know, ultimately, as they said, he's a 3-5 quarterback right now, and he's got to produce.
So here are the answers, Bear fans, that we got today. No quit in this group. They still think they can get back at it. They think the answers are in the locker room, in the playbooks, in practice. There's not going to be any dramatic personnel changes. They'll actually be healthier, most likely, coming back from the bye, albeit with the loss now of Slauson, but they look to be better. Of course, Lamar Houston done for the year as well. We'll talk defense a little later. For now, that's it for Halas Hall, from Halas Hall, I should say. For all the best in Chicago Bears coverage 24/7, stay right where you're at ChicagoFootball.com.